But let's take a look and see how the bots did this week. Our top performing bots. Let's start with the AI Auto. We took a look at that. We already saw through today from January. This really started the 15th to May 15th. We're at just under 30,000, 29.5. The month of May hasn't been that great, but on an average, we're looking at about $7,000, $7,000 or $8,000 per account per month. The NQ Smart Stop. This is the strategy I'm going to be sharing in the strategy collaboration. This is a 2-minute NASDAQ strategy. This week it's up $5,381. Amazing. Had a phenomenal week. The ES Volkswagen. Very efficient on my computer. Took 5 trades this week. It won 60%. Very efficient. It's up $2,300 trading one contract. Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate that. You're very welcome. The 2-minute retirement plan. Another 2-minute on the NQ. $4,352 this week, trading one contract. The drawdown, if you had a $50,000 prop account, you'd be fine. This week, it would have put you right over into a funded account. Took 33 trades this week, and it won 60% of them. The risk to reward was about even, about 1-to-1. Average winning trade versus the average losing trade. $4,300 on the retirement plan. The Haymaker, that's our 30 range. Just under $3,000, $2,800. Trading one contract. If you look at the Power Play bot, the Power Play bot, this is the one that's changing the position of the stops and profit targets based on the range of the market. This one did very efficiently this week. It was up 1,400. Like I was mentioning earlier, it pulled that profit target. Instead of going for 100 ticks, it pulled it to 75, which is a big difference because of that profit window. Meaning if it goes 50 ticks in our direction, it's going to lock in 25 ticks. So you've already walked away with $125 if it goes 50 ticks. And you have the potential to make about $350 on the trade. I can't tell you how many people that I speak to, they call me and they say, Rory, listen, I just need $100. I'm not trying to break the bank. Do you have something that'll just give me $100 a day? If I did, it would, if it was a guaranteed $100 a day, I'd be giving you the holy grail. So the short answer to that is no. But the closest thing I have to it has been this Power Play bot and drone. It's the closest thing we have to giving you a couple $100 a day consistently. And that's the key word, consistently. So the Power Play bot has done it consistently. It's up 1,400. Compared to the drone that's not moving its inputs, it did break even. Break even. With the optimizations, there's a significant difference. The output is much more efficient with that bot drone technology on the Power Play. And then we have the NQ Velocity, which is really our 30 range that trades the entire session. It's up just under $3,000. All right, Perry. Yes. Perry, thank you so much for your service. It's great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me. It's really an honor. Perry is a Vietnam vet. Thank you for your service, sir. God bless you. So happy to see you. And you're able to get into the chat. Man, we had a heck of a time, Perry and I. We got him into the live stream, but then getting the chat to work for some reason. What seemed to set it off was we established a Gmail account for him, and then we created a YouTube channel. And for some reason, when we created the YouTube channel, it gave him the ability to use chat on these YouTube live streams. So that's the trick that worked for him. Perry's a great man, let me tell you. So is a man, I'll tell you, to make it home from that. God is looking out for you, sir. All right, so let's take a look at the 1-day passes. The 1-day passes for the week. Crude oil. Look at crude oil. If we generate it from 5/12 to 16, that's this week alone. Crude oil is winning 60%. 60% of its trades have passed the 1-day pass. When does crude oil, I always like to look, when does it do the best? If we go to our analysis and we look at the entry time, look at this. It crushes it at the London Open. That's something. The London Open from 4 to 5, trade that crude oil 1-day pass, and your chances of winning are even higher than 60%. Let's go. Let's keep moving. The ES30 range. We're at 57%. Not too shabby. Listen, I have the privilege of answering the phones here, and I do consider it a privilege because I love talking to traders and you. Um, because I answer the phones, I like to under-promise and over-deliver. I want you to call me and thank me and be happy. So I like to say, even though it says 57% or 65%, this is trading. Duke pointed this out. He called it a crapshoot. It's not that bad. I'd like to think our odds are a little better, but I like to say 33%. This week on the NASDAQ 30 range or the ES30 range, it was 57, but there's a chance that you'll lose out of three. You'll lose all three of them. There's a chance you'll win all three of them, but I feel comfortable in my own skin telling you that one out of three of these trades, if you trade them all on the power play, you should get one of them across the finish line. So let's keep going. This gold 1-day pass. Look at gold this week. Crushed it, 65%. Remember, it takes 10 contracts at a time. So if it says 108 trades, it took about 10 or 11 trades. 65%. Now, there's absolutely nothing from stopping you from duplicating these 1-day pass templates, and instead of trading 10 contracts, you just trade one. And then it becomes a more sustainable strategy. That's certainly an option that's available, and it's very easy to do. Our NQ 2-minute, look at that, about 50%, 60%. So these 1-day passes all did extremely well. Look at the analysis. When did it do the best? It loves that 11 o'clock window. I've seen that before. 11 o'clock. 60% on the 2-minute 1-day pass. Let's look at the 30 range on the NASDAQ. This is usually one of our strongest ones. We're at 55%. So I'll tell you, it didn't matter which 1-day pass you chose. You were about a 50% win rate on all of them. And last but certainly not least, if my YM took one, it'll show up right under here. The YM is 0 for 1. It doesn't take many trades, but it usually has a good winning percentage. So let's take a look at the iBots real quick. Oh, you know what? Let's look at the Apex, my PA accounts this week. Man, that Friday put us over the edge, let me tell you. For the week, it was not an easy week. We wound up plus 1364. I'll take it. We had one bad day. One bad day. Thursday. Thursday yesterday was a rough day. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we kind of hit the lower end of our profit goal, a couple $100 a day. And then we had that one bad day, and then we were back to break even. Today, it put us right where we wanted to be. We put about $400 or $500 across all three of those PA accounts. So let's take a look at the iBots. The iBots are the bots that are looking directly at the market internals. This is why we connect that professional grade data feed, Kinetic. We establish a connection with Kinetic in order to run these iBots. And what they're looking at is just what Savvy Trader was discussing in our Discord chat. They're looking at the market internals, advancing and declining, which sectors, which indexes are all the money's going in or out of. And based on that information, it gives us lightning fast entries based on the data on the stock market, which is the cash market. And it's very relevant to these futures instruments. Okay, let's do it. Let's look at the iBots. The iBot ES4U, iBot ES4U is at $2,162 for the week. This is running with the bot and the drone. The bot is at 2,100. The drone is at 400. So that technology of filtering out the losing trades made our output that much more profitable or efficient. The drone that trades like a drunken sailor, the whole stock market was up $400. If I look at a time analysis of these trades, you could see the times that it was profitable. And if I go to the bot, well, the bot honed in on those times it was profitable, and it didn't trade the times of the day that it just wasn't profitable. So the output was that much more efficient, and it made $2,100 for the week. A very minimal amount of drawdown. Really nice equity curve there. The iBot on the 1 minute smoked it. The drone was up $6,900. These iBots in our testing and still to today, we're putting up numbers that we've never seen before in the history of our company. $7,000 in a week on the 1 minute NASDAQ. And that was the number one bot. And the number two bot was the iBot on the NQ32nd. Let's to compare it to the bot and the drone. The bot was up 1,000, but letting it run gave us better results in this case. And listen, we're not dogmatic about which one we trade. We trade the one that's most profitable, period. Period. If it makes dollars, if it makes the most dollars, it makes the most sense. That's what we let the data be the decision makers. We don't go on a gut feeling. So there you have it. That's our weekly review.